that.
Oh, we're live. Shh, quiet. Here we
All
go.
right.
What is up, everybody? Thank you guys for joining us. It is me, Will, Crazy Laser Dad, with, I was right the first time, Mark from Big Blue Laser Designs. And we have two special guests here, Stan and Len from LensDigital. Thank you guys for joining us. We're going to give people a few minutes to jump on. We'll do what we always do. Please comment where you're from and what the weather's like. Mark, where are you at?
I'm
For
in
those who don't know.
I'm in the metropolis of Broken Arrow, Oklahoma, and it is about 71 and overcast today. It's pretty windy, but hey, that's kind of where the song comes from about Oklahoma. It's kind of always windy, but it's kind of nice today, so it's really good. I did learn that I've got a warehouse next door that we do a lot of painting in, and I painted a lot of stuff next door. Walked them over here, and they blew off my board when I was walking over. So, got to learn to deal with the wind a little better. But other than that, it's a good day. What's it like in? You guys are in New Jersey, right? Stan and Len.
Gorgeous day.
Really nice, yeah.
In fact, after this podcast, we're gonna run outside and do a couple of laps around the warehouse because it's beautiful. It's beautiful. It's 80 degrees. It's sunny. There's a light breeze. We're in Old Bridge, New Jersey, so not too far from the coast, maybe 3 miles inland. But it's absolutely gorgeous today.
Fantastic. In Sacramento, what's it look like there?
It's nice out. It's 69 and clear, exciting. I only get to experience this for a couple more hours before I make my way out to windy Tulsa.
Yes, you are. He's going to be with me for this week, which is going to be great. We're planning on going kayaking tomorrow morning. That'll be fun. Ooh. And then we're going to spend the day, several days, working on our conference coming up, which we'll talk about in a little bit. Let's say hi to a bunch of guys and women. We've got Brant. Good to see you.
Hey, Brant.
And
hello, Brant.
got Leslie in Greenville, South Carolina, 80 and beautiful. Fantastic. Got Veronica saying hello. Good to see you. Of course, we got Victor, which what part of California? I forget all the time.
San Diego. So I'm guessing 77 and sunny. That's what I guess 365 days a year for Victor.
That's great.
So
we got Northern Arkansas. I'm sorry, I don't know what your name is, but really warm, close to 90, gross, and a slight wind. That's great, awesome. Well, we'll give you guys about another minute or so, and then we will jump into talking to our friends here. Will, you got anything going on today? What? Hey, Stan and Len, what do you got on your agenda other than taking a lap around the shop there? You got anything big going on today?
Picking that up, and now we're gonna have to do it.
Too hot for that. I don't know.
No, it's nice to say to you. So I'm gonna either my wife is gonna pick up the kids or I'm gonna pick up the kids. Then we're gonna sit down and play a board game with them, and I'm gonna go back to work. That's pretty much how I do it. I meet them. I meet the kids. They come from school. I have 3 boys. I meet them. We hang out a little bit, and then I go back to the desk. Get back to the grind.
Nice.
Yeah.
Wow, 89 degrees in North Carolina. Wow.
Yeah, you're pretty close. 70
pretty
in beautiful
close.
San Diego, and then we got Jorge Lopez in South Florida, 80 and sunny. Nice, that's great. All right, well, cool. Will, why don't you start us off here? Get kind of introduce our guests here, and we'll start talking about all things Pyburn, which will be great.
Right.
Yeah, we're really excited. Thank you guys so much, Stan and Len, for joining us from LensDigital. If you don't know, they're an amazing company. They are the creators of the Pyburn rotary, and I have 3 of their rotaries myself that I use in all of my lasers, and I absolutely love it. They're also one of our partners for the Next Level Laser Conference, and we're really excited to have them on board. We're excited about their company, their product, and their their culture. The culture of that company really resonates with us, so we're excited to have them. Thank you guys so much for joining us. We really appreciate you taking time out of your busy day fulfilling all these orders to come out here and meet the community and share your vision and your passion for this community, because it definitely shows.
It's definitely our pleasure. Thank you so much for having us
Thank you,
on.
guys.
For all the work that you guys are doing. We're thrilled, beyond thrilled, to be partners in this conference. We couldn't find better partners than you guys, so we're very, very happy That's just our doorbell. Don't be alarmed. That's going to happen. There's delivery or something.
I thought it sounded like the ice cream man, which made me really excited.
Yeah, I always run out to get ice cream. And it's like,
it's a perfect day for ice cream. It's great.
But you mentioned community. It's such an important part of the business for us.
Yeah.
Our hearts and souls are in this business because of the community that we're honored to serve. Really, that's why we do it. We want to create the types of products that help makers. We want to be a part of the community. We use it all the time. We use the pie burn. My wife uses it all the time. She does a lot of Yetis. We eat our own dog food, it's called, right? We eat our own cooking. And that's really kind of like what makes this business so special for us. That's why we're so passionate about it.
That's awesome. Well, why don't we start by introducing you guys a little more for somebody who may not know you or may not know your story. Maybe start with how long has the company been around? Len, tell us maybe where the name came from, and let's talk a little bit about that, and we'll just jump in with some questions as well. But tell us where you got started and a little bit of the history of the company.
LensDigital has been in business, I would say, for about 8 years, probably. So the name came from my name, obviously Len, and digital is just like all the digital stuff I was doing online. I was doing some graphics design, electronics, so I just called it LensDigital.
Yeah.
Believe it or not, the pie burn was not his first product.
Yeah. Yeah, I used to have this smart alarm clock, which I was making with my laser. Some other stuff too.
You got to mention the pigeon spinners.
Fidget spinners, not pigeon spinners.
He used to make like very high precision fidget spinners that would like spin forever when you hold them, like the ball bearings he make himself and stuff. So they would spin forever. They were the high quality ones you would get. Yeah, but then there was a wave of the cheaper ones from China that didn't spin as long, but it didn't matter. Yeah.
I was gonna say I didn't get one in my box when I bought my pie burn. What's up with that? It's gonna have to change. You're gonna have to put some in there.
That's the question.
The pie burn, actually, it's very simple. So the pine is obviously a number of circumference, how you measure circumference of the circle, and burn is you basically burn a laser. So you're burning a round object in the laser. That's why I called it the pie burn.
I love it. That's great. And when did this guy come onto the team? How long has he been with you?
So actually, I've been on board 3 years. Since 21. Since 21.
Yeah, I would say 3 or almost 4 years.
So actually over 3 years.
Mm-hmm.
And this was just serendipitous. We were having a beer one day. We're old friends. So I've known Len for a very long time, over 20 years. And one day I was working remote. This was like right in the middle of pandemic. Everybody was remote. I had a hedge fund job back then. And I had a little bit of extra time here and there. And I was like, what are you doing? And he showed me this product. And he says, listen, this is a rotary for a laser. And I was like, a what for a what? Laser? I had no clue what it was. And then as I learned more about it, I got really, really interested. Hey, what is this market like? What is the community like? And he showed me the reviews from people that use the pie burn. Now, this was version pie burn 1.0. It was 3D printed parts. It was a different, it was not this beautiful beast that you see today. It was a different thing altogether. And yet it was the best rotary on the market still, because lots of laser companies who are great, we have phenomenal partners with Ian Laser, Boss Laser, Laguna, Thunder Laser Canada, and Omtech, and others that I'm not naming. So they're phenomenal at making lasers, but making rotaries is not their exclusive focus. It's just like an add-on to them. So they don't put as much focus, frankly speaking, on, making a rotary for engraving cylindrical objects, which is what we really wanted to do. And Len did a great job with that. So the reviews were like, holy cow, this thing is amazing. That you guys are saving us lots of time, saving us messed up tumblers. We really love it. And then I was like, listen, what are you doing for marketing? And what are you doing for business development? And why aren't you working with all these great laser companies? And Len was like, no, because I like to build the product. I like the product. I like to innovate. I like to tinker. I like doing R&D. And I'm like, hey, do you need any help? He's like, sure, Stan. And that's it. And so we started working together. And I started the affiliate program, which now our awesome Heather Lynn, you know her, we love her so much. She runs it. And that's been great. We've partnered with a bunch of laser companies. The company has grown. That's an understatement. The company has kind of rocket shipped You know, so we're just absolutely thrilled to be working with so many great people.
Man, and I'm going to say this probably more than once, but just ever since I met you guys in person, I've just loved being able to partner with and to get to know not only a product that I think is second to none, because it is, but also people I really like. You know, we all do business with companies that we either don't know or don't have warm, fuzzy feelings for, and that's okay.
Yeah.
But boy, when you can have a couple guys that I really enjoy with a product I really enjoy, that's kind of the perfect storm. So I really enjoy working with you guys and just getting to know you better. I know Will feels the same way.
Definitely.
Yeah.
It was such a pleasure. I think we met for the first time at the Eon holiday
Yeah,
party, maybe a couple of years ago.
Yes.
And that was, well, you also knew you were coming to Dallas for the Next Level Laser Conference in Dallas last year. So that was great. So we've got to spend some good time together. It's amazing just getting to know you guys. The product itself speaks for itself, but meeting you guys and your passion is definitely what sets it apart for me and for Mark. And when we talked about the conference, we said this is a company we want associated with us. So
we
Absolutely.
get all of that energy and the passion. We love you guys, by the way. But all of that, it comes from the customers. It comes from the community. Like, I can't say it enough. It's not, we're not selling just a device. It's not like that in the laser community. It's tight. It's a family. We're trying to really, truly help these people succeed, right?
Yeah.
And we're in it, you know. And if someone has an issue and if they had a question, we're bending over backwards and falling over ourselves to help. And that's kind of that's the whole spirit, I would say, in the community as well.
Yeah.
That's kind of what makes this business so exciting for us, honestly. Yeah.
Well, and I've seen you do that, so I know you're not just saying those words. I've seen it happen, so it's been great. So, you know, I've got a bunch of questions I wanted to kind of shoot at you, but I realized let's start in the beginning. I don't want to assume that everybody knows who LensDigital is and what a Pyburn is. Would you mind just telling us briefly? I know you got one sitting behind you. Tell everybody the fundamental, the basic thing that you guys make there. Tell us about it, and then we'll get into some questions about them.
Yeah, Len, why don't you start? I'm going to show them just the
so
plain
basically,
vanilla.
yeah.
This is the V4. This is the Pyburn version 4.
Yes, so this is the version 4 of Pyburn. So this is the roller. We call it the roller version. So yeah, basically you place an object on top. You level the cup so you can lift the tail piece. So it adjusts in both ways. You can go up, you can go back, forward, and so on. Then you just stop it. You place it in your laser, and then basically it does, it rotates.
There's a clamp here that we didn't attach to this one right now. There's a clamp that increases the friction between the wheels and the object you're rotating. So that's a big differentiator. Also, this clamp is really, really thoughtful. Like, you know, as soon as you take this in your hands, you kind of realize that a lot of thought and effort went into the design elements, the user experience. We don't throw those words around. We live it. You know, there's a space between the wheel and the housing to let fingers breathe and to let fingers move. These little tiny things that make it just a pleasure to use, really. So this is our main product. It's probably the entry level model because it's just the roller wheels. It doesn't have the chuck, the grip, right? It's just the roller wheels. But for the simplest tumblers, even the ones with a small handle, not a heavy handle, right? Simplest tumblers, you just can't beat this machine. It's amazing. So if you've got like hundreds of similar tumblers to do, you've got a big order, you know, for a corporate or like a large order for like a wedding to do or something, this thing will not fail you. This is great.
It's fast. You just take it off
and put it back on. Yeah. Like
I love it. Will, why don't you grab that first question there? Because I think it's a good place to start.
yeah, definitely. So we love the rotary, and a lot of people, you know, in our communities have so many different lasers and different brands. And the questions we hear a lot, and I'm sure you guys get a lot, is what brands of lasers does the Pyburn work with?
Yeah. So do you want to take that? Do you want to take
Sure,
that one?
sure,
I'll add on to it.
Yeah. So basically it works with most CO2 lasers and the Galva lasers. So I would say pretty much every laser on the market, it will work except maybe for Epilogue.
Trotec.
Trotec.
We don't do Trotec. Yeah. We don't do Epilogue.
They're proprietary lasers.
And not because we don't want to, but because their systems are closed systems, we call them, right? Proprietary systems. They actually have their own software. Like, you can't run Lightburn on it. So they have their own software, and when you plug in the rotary, it's hard-coded. if they wanted to work with us, we would, but we don't have the hardware for them. So it's Trotec, Universal, and Epilogue. Those are the 3 big US ones. Everything else works pretty much.
Pretty much,
Or I
yeah.
haven't seen many things that don't work.
Boss, Thunder, Ian,
And we can list them. We
Rabbit.
actually have a compatibility page on the support. If you go to lensdigital.com, we'll share
Yep.
the link with you guys. Go to support, and there's compatibility. There's a section that says which lasers are compatible. So
Great.
it's let me see, I'm gonna forget some. So Boss, they're partners. Ian Laser, they're partners. OhmTech Laser, they're partners. Laguna Laser, partners. Thunder Laser Canada, but they work with all Thunder Laser. Thunder Laser Canada are great partners of ours. I said Ian Laser, obviously.
Yeah.
Who am I forgetting?
Haotian.
Haotian Laser. So yeah, we work with all those fiber lasers, CO2 galvo lasers. Those
UV
are
lasers,
UV lasers. Those are 2-phase. The grip is phenomenal for those. We'll show you that later. So you pretty much you go in as a default. The fiber is going to work with your machine. Now, there's exceptions. There are some machines that are wired slightly differently, right?
Okay.
So if you're buying an off-brand Chinese machine from eBay and it's not an OhmTech, OhmTechs are fine. But you might need to do a little bit of work before you order to say, hey, here's the way my laser, my driver is wired, and then we'll wire the fiber so it works plug and play for your machine, right? So if you don't have any one of those standard machines that I listed, doesn't mean that you're out of luck. It just means you got to put in a little bit of work, and we're happy to help you. We help people all the time to get it working, to make sure that it's compatible right off the shelf.
Plus, we make adapters. So people who have Ian, for example, they can buy an adapter and plug it into their fiber laser from OhmTech, and so on. Some machines obviously are not. For example, you cannot go from Ian to Thunder because it's a completely different motor. We do sell motors though, so you can actually do
for the fiber, not the grip.
for the fiber.
Yeah. So look, if you have a question, just reach out. There's a support portal or ticket system where you can just say help and contact us, and that creates a ticket, and we'll respond to you usually within a day. We have Don responding, and myself and Len. We're always monitoring the tickets, so you'll get one of us.
Well, in fact, I want to show them if I can. Let me see if I put this on the screen here for everybody. You've got, among other things, you've got a support. Whoops, sorry. Forgive me for my my technology here. You've got a support page which has a ton of stuff on here. In addition to everything else you're saying. Let me see if I can full screen it here for a second.
So it's everything. It's manuals for every model of the pie burn. It's the facts. You see where it says file a support ticket? That's a form that files a support ticket.
Right here. Yep. Right. In fact, I'll zoom in even further. Right there. Yep.
There's videos. There also should be a help button on the website.
On the bottom right corner.
I don't know if you're seeing it.
Let me zoom out a little further here, but you've got so many things. You've got manuals here. You've got the magnetic feet upgrade guide. You got doc, version 1, 2, 3 docs. I'm just gonna real quick.
There's several hundred older pie burns that are still running out there, like several hundred V1s and V2s, and we still support them. Some of them need a lot of love because it's been like 6-7 years, but we still support them.
But I just want everybody to see this. I mean, there's so many resources, and of course, these guys are also available to answer questions. But like, should I buy the classic or the pie burn grip? There's all kinds of things here. All these different kinds of questions. What plug types are available? What kind of motor do I need? On and on and on. Look at all these videos. So absolutely don't hesitate to reach out to them at any time for sure. But also know there's a lot of resources here on their website for sure.
One question I do get a lot is that
some people want to talk to us. We love talking to customers. Whatever works for you guys, that's what we're here for.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Well, this was a question that I was going to ask because I get asked a lot, and you guys can do this, is if they bought a pie burn for their, say, Eon Mirror 9, and now they got a fiber laser from the same company, do most of the companies run the same connector? So it's just a plug and play between, say, the EMP and the Mirror 9, or if OhmTech had their CO2 and then had a fiber, are they usually interchangeable so they don't have to buy a separate rotary for each?
Yes, but I think just to make sure we're answering the question here, I think the question here is between my Mirror 9 and my EMP, which is Engraving Machines Plus, which is like the
same plug,
the Eon laser, same plug. So the answer to Annette's question is 100% yes. You don't need to buy an adapter. She doesn't need to do anything.
Mhm.
To continue what you were saying, Will, like it's a different machine. Yes, but you may need an adapter. You may need an adapter because the Mira 9s, all the Mira lines and the Nova lines for EN lasers, they come, actually the plug actually has 6 pins in it. So you won't be physically able to plug it in into like an OM Tech machine. But that's not a problem. We have an adapter that fits right into your Mira wired pi burn to make it work with a different brand fiber laser or an OM Tech machine. Did I answer the question well?
Yes, but it's actually even better. If you bought your pi burn for Ian in May of last year, and after that, it actually comes with an adapter because it will have a standard 4-pin plug, but will include adapters so you can plug it into your Ian. So if you're trying to switch from Ian to OMTech, for example, you just take that adapter off and plug it directly.
Yeah, so if you bought it in the last year, we started doing that to give people more optionality. You just take your machine out of one laser, drop it in the next, and you're golden.
Love it. That's great. Keep going there, Will. I know you got some more.
Yeah, let's see who else. Well, we got a couple people here. Also, Brent says, don't forget about the PyBurn Facebook group. We'll definitely post that link on there because there's a lot of helpful information, people sharing projects, a lot of inspiration in a lot of ways to see what people are doing with tumblers because there's a huge market for it out there.
Huge.
See who else we got here. Oh, Don wanted to
I
say
learned
hello.
from that group.
That group is phenomenal.
really
Like
good.
the stuff that they do really inspires us every single day. Our customers are amazing. There's Dawn. She's awesome.
Yes.
I know.
Yes, she is.
You know, like some of the things they do is they're taking the hardware beyond even what Len envisioned that it could do. They're doing stuff like nunchucks and like old different weird exquisite bowls and these designs that are phenomenal. They're better than what we could have done.
Yeah.
Right. And that's really rewarding and really just amazing to see.
I can't miss this. This might be the most important comment we've had today. I'm not sure, but I bought mine last year at Dallas conference. I may need some more candy while hooking it up
because we include some gummy bears with every machine. Yeah.
I mean, so just don't miss that. That's the most important part. That's great.
But I do have to call Annette out on this, right? If you bought this last year at the Dallas conference, that's a year ago. You should have had this hooked up and getting a return on investment by that already. All right, Annette, you got to get on this. I'm not going to let you sit on a great tool that can help grow your business for an entire year.
Oh, come on.
Sometimes we get tickets in, we get inquiries in. Hey, we haven't opened it. Can you help us? Yes, of course. The best thing to do is open the box.
Yes.
That's literally like it's sitting in your box. It's taped up. Rip that tape up. Open the box. Look at the machine. It's not so bad. If you think about it, it's really simple. A rotary is really simple, folks. Yeah. It's super simple. It has one stepper motor. It's super simple. The stepper motor, the laser doesn't even know it's got a rotary in it. The laser thinks it's going like this, but it's actually just rotating your cup. It's the same thing. That's all it is. You're just rotating something instead of moving the Y.
Yeah.
That's it. The Y gantry. Thank you.
So
it's super simple. Open it up. Plug it in. If you need a little bit of motivation, need some help, write a post on the PyBurn Labs. We all love to help people to just start their journey. Because guess what? In a year, you'll be such a pro. You'll be helping other people get started and be successful.
And I'm going to go ahead and toot your horn for you. Is these guys and the community? This is what you get when you get a PyBurn. You get these guys. You get the community, and it's okay if you're intimidated. It's okay because you've got a team with you. You got a family with you. And just don't stress, don't worry, bust that sucker out, and we will all help you. And guess what? If we don't know the answer, we'll find someone that does. Now I got to say, Annette says you got to give me a break. My Mira didn't get here till October, so okay. We're just kidding.
Right.
We love Annette.
We're just messing with you, Annette.
Absolutely. And somebody else says, where did it go? Oh, Leslie says, oh my gosh, I didn't get candy with mine 2 weeks ago. What is going on?
Really?
It's a mailman.
I don't know. Yeah. The mailman.
Your mailman's eating those gummy bears. I'm telling you. He sees the green tape, the green tape, and the gummy bears.
That's right. That's right.
So,
it's
USPS.
Take a look in the box. It's in the baggie where the tools came in. So if you have the tools, you have the gummies. You have the gummies. So take a look. It's a little baggie with like the bubble bag, bubble wrap.
Bubble,
And right in there
level.
is your fidget spinner. You'll find the fidget spinner in there too. This is great.
Thank you to
So,
Heather for bagging all those bags. So if you're missing it, we'll pull Heather. We'll throw her under the
Yeah,
bus.
we got you. And if you're
That's
missing
right.
it, we got you. It's all good. Yep.
It's all good. So another good question, I think, is a good another starter question, and this will help you guys talk to us a little bit about the different models you have. Is what Pyburn model should I get? Talk to us about what options we have, and maybe how one option might fit one need better than another.
Perfect. Very, very common question. So Len, do you want to start kind of like maybe just build on what we said about the Pyburn?
Yeah, of course.
Okay.
So as we talk, this is the what we call roller or V4. So the next thing you can get.
So this is for simple tumblers.
Yeah.
Tumblers that this one is a full wrap, but tumblers that are kind of like simple shape.
Yeah.
You see, there's not a lot of weird shapes, not a lot of taper going on. And if you need to do a lot of them and change them out quickly, the roller is great for that. That's the V4. Very simple. It's our cheapest rotary. It starts at $850, I believe, right now. All of our partners sell these. This is like the standard rotary. All of our partners. So if you go to Boss website, Ian Laser website, Thunder Laser Canada, CanCam, and on and on and on. You just search Pyburn, and you can actually get them with your machine, or you can just buy a Pyburn V4 right off the website. So now, do you want to talk about the grip?
The grip, yes. So we don't have pure grip right here.
That's okay.
We have an Omni. But basically, the grip is this part. So you have a chuck, which will let you do everything. So just ignore this part, like it's not here. This is the grip. So you will get this adjustable chuck, which you can use for everything you can do on a roller, plus more. You can do stuff with handles. You can do some weird glasses. I don't know, pens, pencils.
So stuff with handles. This, I don't know where Len got this cool color of a Stanley. I think he bought it off of eBay from somebody. I don't know. But anyway, these cups do get expensive. And if you want to do a full wrap on a cup like this with a handle, you should go for the grip. Why?
Okay.
The grip is a chuck-based rotary. There's no slipping on a chuck.
Yeah.
That's why. There's no slipping on a chuck at all. Like, you can't handle a millimeter slip because on a full wrap. Why? Because the design won't meet at the ends.
Yeah.
So as good as the Pyburn 4 is, and it's amazing, I wouldn't recommend doing the full wrap with a handle on the Pyburn. I'm choosing my words very carefully, because there are some people that do full wraps on a Pyburn and they're successful at it. It blows my mind. But I would personally, and Len, I think would confirm, just use the grip, the chuck, on something like this.
Okay.
It holds the cup from the inside out. It clamps it very, very tightly. Mm-hmm. There's no slipping, and you get back to exactly the same spot that you started. So if your steps are right, you're going to get a perfect full wrapping grip.
Yeah. Plus, these jaws, they're swappable. So right now we have our standard fingers, which you can just remove. You can put smaller fingers. You can adjust them. You can install what we call extended jaws. They also call dog ball jaws.
Yep.
So these extend grips reach greatly. So you can do dog balls like this, for example. So this was done on a Pyburn grip. This is, I believe, 8.5 inches.
I'll go even more. I'll go up one. So what my wife did is she doubled up the extended jaws. She put 2 sets of jaws, and she did the Yeti ice bucket, which is insane.
Huge.
That's the largest diameter object we've ever engraved on a Pyburn grip. It is big.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know if I have. She's probably engraving it right now. So everything about this chuck is different from the chucks that were out there before the grip. This is hand adjustable. You don't need any tools. It's absolutely toolless. So you're swapping items with just your hands. You don't need an Allen key. The jaws are replaceable. So anything that you want to do a nunchucks, you want to do pens, you want to do an egg, right? You can do with the right set of jaws, which are included, by the way, with the grip. These are removable by fingers. You can just unscrew them and put them in a different slot if you want to do something small diameter or large diameter. There's stoppers included here so that you get a perfect engrave. So these stoppers come out, and you have something to rest the cup slip against. right? So that you know you're even, you're not skewed at all. So just these little design elements that aren't there in any other chuck.
You can raise it, you can lower it, you can tilt it, even all the way up.
So that's the grip. That's like $1,100. I don't know exactly right now what the pricing is. That's $1,100 right now, or $1,050. $1,050 without the magnetic fee, an extra $75 for the magnetic fee. So you would just get the grip and this tower, right? Now, the third option is the Omni, which is the product that Len is holding right now. So this is the Omni model. It's got both. That's the big difference. It has the roller for your simple needs, and it's got the grip when you want to bring out the big guns and you want to do something with handles or like a big dog bowl. So a lot of people buy this. About 30% of our sales are just people just go for the Omni because they want either the very best or they want to have the optionality, to do either or.
Yep.
That's great.
So those are the three products.
One of the first things I thought of, this may be obvious, but I'll say it anyway. Like you said, that 8-inch dog bowl or something like that, 8.5 inches. The Pyburn can do it. Your Z depth on your laser will need to be deep enough to handle that. But it's not a limitation. Not a limitation of the Pyburn. It would be a limitation of your laser.
It's a very important point. That's actually our answer to a lot of the questions that folks ask. What is the largest item I can do on the Pyburn? And we ask, what's the largest item you can do on your laser?
Yeah.
What's the longest item I can do on the Pyburn? What's the longest item you can do on your laser? You know, you see the point? That really, that's the point of this device. It just maximizes the value of your laser. It doesn't limit you.
Yeah.
So that's very, very often it's like the case. But I'm sure there are some things that you can't do. We just haven't met a lot of them yet. But I'm sure
I've come across more limitations on the laser than I have limitations on what the Pyburn can do, for sure.
Yeah,
we've done rolling pins, we've done urns.
Urns, really heavy too.
Yeah,
7 pounds. I think the ice bucket is something like 8 pounds.
Ooh.
They're heavy.
Yeah,
5
pounds. Yeah.
They seem heavier. The Yeti ones.
Well, you have to take the ice out.
Okay.
Yeah, right.
What are some of the smallest items you've done? Because you've talked about like the bigger items, but what are some of the smaller items that you've seen people do or that you guys have done on the Pyburn?
Rings are the smallest items. The smallest diameter items are probably pens. We've seen people do drumsticks, but just in terms of size, rings are going to be the smallest. You want to put L jaws, which are also included on these base jaws. So that's included with the grip, and bring them as tightly together as possible, and you could fit rings on there.
The small baseball bats, those decorative baseball bats.
Yep.
People do them.
Yep. Yeah.
Very cool.
So it's really versatile.
Right before we went live, you started talking about something I think is really cool. I'd like to jump into it and see kind of where you go with it a little bit.
Sure.
We talked about questions. As business people, sometimes we ask a lot of questions, but sometimes we don't. There's questions we're not asking that we should ask. And that's part of our process of learning to be better business people, right? And Will and I are constantly talking about that between the two of us, things that I want to grow in my business, things he wants to grow. And we're realizing, wow, I'm not asking the right questions. So one of them that you talked about was, what do I need to do to get a high return on investment on a Pyburn? And I think you've got a lot of things to share there. So just kind of go off the top of your head and start sharing some insight you have for that for business owners.
Absolutely. This is something we think a lot about. Again, so first of all, let me preempt this, and I will say that there is no such thing as a stupid question. Ask us anything. I don't want anyone to ever feel like they're just starting out and they're embarrassed to ask a question. Please, we're humans. I started at zero. Everyone starts at zero. There's no such thing as a stupid question. The only stupid question is the one you didn't ask. I truly, honestly believe that, so I'm going to put that out there. Ask. Just ask. Now, the questions that I would wish people would ask, but they don't, is you already mentioned it, Mark. So what is the ROI that I should be expecting on this machine, and how do I increase that ROI? Very, very important. So first of all, let me say this. So we did a poll, we did a study, and we polled 20,000 laser users. Not necessarily all of them had a rotary, but 20,000 laser users. And we found that the people that had a rotary in their laser found an increase of 30% ROI on their whole machine. Not the rotary, the whole machine. So what that means, you buy a laser, and you will get 30% more revenues if you have the capability of a rotary doing tumblers.
Wow.
And sometimes the numbers are much higher. I'm just giving you the average, and it's being conservative too. It's probably over 30%. There are some people that have dedicated laser machines just for the rotary. So there's 100% of revenue. But a lot of the times it falls between 60 and 80% of revenue. Some are zero because they never get going with tumblers. And the average is around 30%. So if you want to increase ROI, get a rotary. It's just like you're already paying thousands of dollars for the machine. You want to be able to maximize your options. So what can you do to increase your ROI further? Now that you have a great rotary, what do you do to increase your odds of winning further? Make sure the machine can do anything you want, anything you can imagine. Don't get a cheaper machine, not to toot our horn at all, but don't get a good, solid machine that is a little more expensive that can do more items.
Yes.
You want to be able to do stuff with handles. You want to be able to do maybe dog balls. You want to be able to do other stuff so that you're not limited, so that you increase your ROI later. If a customer comes in and says, can you do an urn? Oh my God, an urn. No, my rotary cannot handle it. Or versus, sure, give it to me. I will try it. Give me the urn. I have the Pyburn grip. I'm confident in this equipment. I'm going to test it with lots of tape, not to mess it up. Test it. But you'll be able to say yes a lot more, thereby increasing your ROI, right? We think so much about this, Mark and Will. We even wrote a series of blog posts, tons of them on the website called Pyburn Spotlights and Pyburn Gigs, different types of blog posts, basically sharing the success of others, how they were able to take a rotary and make a real business out of it. And I mean real business, 6 figures.
Wow.
Okay. In some cases, like high 6 figures. So, some of our customers have 10 machines and 7 of them are rotary machines. So they do orders of 5,000, 6,000 per order. Read those blogs. It'll give you some ideas. But just to summarize all of that, I would start here. This is how my wife started. She's very successful. She's now known as the Yeti Chick. She does a lot of sales on Facebook and Facebook group. But she started very small in the community. She literally talked to her friends. She goes to the gym. She gave the gym owner a gift of a tumbler with their logo etched on it. Start small. Of course, she loved it. Her friends, they got a lot of business owners that they know. Now she's selling it to car washes and real estate people and yada yada. Success multiplies. Success loves success. You lean into it. You do more of that. So definitely start with your local community if you haven't done that already. Really think about building your brand, right? So start a group. Find a niche that's not well covered, that's not well represented. This is how awesome people started. Like Emily and Heather has her group. And Sumita, who just commented a while ago, they have their own groups because why? They found a gap in the market and they're serving the needs of makers that has been left out of the market. So definitely that's another way to increase your ROI. You build a community and you offer something of value to your community. And then they're going to say, well, what kind of tools are you using? You can become an affiliate, or what are what can you do for our event? You can sell, you can do whatever, right? You want with that community. Those are the 2 things. And obviously the other one is, really think about marketing on a platform like an Etsy. So a lot of our customers are very, very successful with Etsy shops. It's tricky with Etsy. You have to have something that's unique. It's getting really, really crowded over there. So you have to have something that's very, very unique for sure. It's not a walk in the park anymore. But still, some of our customers have incredible success on those kind of platforms.
And if I could add kind of just a general idea there is, I really feel strongly, I know Will does too, about doing business with businesses and individuals as well, of course. But it's amazing to me how many businesses or business people I know who, even though they're surrounded by other potential suppliers, for whatever reason, they've not chosen one, not found one, whatever. And here I am. I've got several friends who have been in business for 20 years. And I say, oh, did you know you could get, like for me, I do a lot of awards, for example. It's not a rotary thing, but make a lot of awards. And they go, oh, I had no idea you could do that. I didn't know anyone could do that. And I'm thinking, we're 750,000 people. It's not a huge city, but it's amazing how you think that it's saturated, but there's more than enough business people out there to take care of you forever. And when you think about like a rotary, like for a tumbler, for example, you find a handful of customers who have employees, they could keep you busy for a long time.
and you do a good job for them, oh boy, they're going to be back. They're going to tell their friends. Like this is a, this is green fields. It's, it's sometimes it feels like it's saturated. We're selling a lot of rotaries, so it should, but it's not. This market is so deep. It's so deep. And if you just take a walk down Main Street, half of those businesses don't even know this exists. Like they don't know.
I'll give you one example for me. I talk about it all the time. One of my friends owns a restaurant. It's part of a chain. I won't mention Chick-fil-A by name, but for example, he went through a couple of years where he would buy a tumbler from me for every new employee that he hired, and he'd put their name on it. And that would give them something to drink out of while they're at work, but also give them something of value. And every month he'd bring another several orders from me because, of course, he had, I don't want to exaggerate, I want to say 150, 180 people, employees. And then he'd tell one of his friends who also owns another store, tell one of his friends. And I intentionally didn't chase them all because that's not where I was at in the business at the time. But that's just one company in this area, just one. It could very easily keep you going, and it's also recurring. Right.
Yep. They're buying constantly.
Absolutely.
And it's funny is we get limited. We limit ourselves. We think only certain businesses need tumblers or only certain business. You'll be surprised. I heard, you were talking about car washes. Most of us would have never thought about a car wash. Or I was talking to someone in the laser community, and they reached out to their local shop that just opened a place that just does beverages, and working with them and saying, hey, bring in this reusable tumbler, get 10% off, right, as well. So it benefits them. It's less waste. If you just walk in with the expectation that anyone, real estate, lawyers, all of these people can be, they all can be customers for you. And I will tell you, tumblers are one of those universal things that all of them love.
Yeah.
And when you start working on businesses too, they don't normally buy one. No. If you're done with the one-offs in a lot of ways, and I just want to put a logo, I want to do 40 of them. I don't want to have to like edit and custom names, custom text, custom this. I can put a logo on it and sell 40 to a company. That's jumping my ROI, right? I'm getting production, I'm getting speed, I'm selling mass amounts to people, and they're coming back. So look at that. I think tumblers people are selling them, but it's definitely not even close to being saturated. So you just need to get out there.
Yep.
There's a big reason why businesses absolutely love tumblers. There's t-shirts and there's hats and there's all that stuff, but tumblers have one thing that none of those things have. You put a logo. Always, by the way, always put a logo on the side facing your customer, so that when they're drinking, they're looking at the logo. So put it on this side if you're going to do a logo, not on this side. Put it on this side. When they're taking a sip, this is as close as your brand is ever going to get to your customer. Wow. Think about building that connection. It's subconscious. They're looking at your logo as they're taking a sip. They're taking in something hot and warm and delicious. They're associating that subconsciously with your brand. It builds brand loyalty, and it builds a connection. And in no other way can you do that. It's very, very, very difficult. Can you build that connection? So businesses getting it. They love it. They love building strong relationships. That's what they're all about. You go to a gym, these gyms give out a water bottle with their logo on it. Why? Yeah. Because they want that. They want to give that value. They want to be associated with that. That's why this business is so great. And so much is just left untapped. And that's what excites me about the opportunity for our customers, because there's just so much out there.
I love, we're going to say community over and over and over again here. But I see, I'm going to put a question on the screen here that Anthony asked, but I love that Brant in the comments already answered it for Anthony, but I'm going to go ahead and do it anyway. But that's what's so great about the communities. They take care of each other. So I thought you might be able to field this for us. Every once in a while, one of the 3 grip holders falls out. I'm able to get it back on. What am I doing wrong when this happens? What can you tell Anthony about that?
I would say, when you take them out really like far.
I don't know if you can zoom in.
Yeah.
I don't think
with
I can.
With older version, they might fall out if you take them out too far. So what you need to do is you have to reposition it for the correct. So if you have something big and you need to use, don't forget these base jaws, they have 3 holes in them.
Yep.
So just take these fingers off.
Yep.
You can't
The
trust
right
Mark
button.
driving. Hold on just a second. Mark is driving like a madman here. I'm trying to put you guys full screen here, but hold on.
It's all right.
So Mark figures it out. Okay, I'll leave
I,
that.
I'm guessing
So
that's
one
as
thing
good
you
as it
wanna do
gets.
is move the finger to the outermost hole.
Yeah, that's it.
And see if it helps you. If not, if you have something even bigger, use the dog ball jaws.
Don't unscrew them to the point where they're going to fall out.
Yeah.
Because if they do fall out, you can put them back in, but it's a bit of a PIA, pain in the butt. Because you have to, when you put them back in, you have to look at these dots. Mind the dots. One goes into one, two goes into two, three goes into two. So you'll get it, but it's a little bit of a pain. So don't get to that point where they fall out. Move the fingers outside so you'll be able to handle larger diameters. Now, the latest models, this is a secret that I'm going to divulge right now, but I'm going to do it anyway.
Ooh, breaking info.
The latest models, I think everything bought for this year.
No, I would
since-
say in this last month or two.
Oh, so this is real recent. Yeah.
Really
So
recent.
we've had this idea how to prevent it. Anyway, if you've made the purchase in the last month or so, there is a tiny little device inside the grip that prevents the jaws from falling out. So we know this problem exists. You can avoid it, but going forward, this is going to be less of a problem because there's a tiny little screw in there that prevents that problem from happening. Yeah.
That's
So
great.
there's nothing that you're doing wrong. It's not. You can. All chucks are designed this way. The jaws are actually removable, but by design almost. When you put them in, be careful, and to prevent it, don't go out all the way. That's really it. Yeah.
I've had it happen. I remember sending Stan messages. I need to put
I
this thing
remember
back
that. I
together.
remember that. I'm
What
like,
is
don't just
going
jam it in
on?
there. Don't just jam it in there. Yeah.
Yeah, when you put so
Yeah.
many jaws, just find the right configuration for you. It will work, I promise you.
Right.
That's great.
Yeah.
Will, why don't you grab just Regina's comment there? I think that's great.
Yeah, Regina. I love the explanation between the 4 and grip. What is the main difference with the Omni?
That's a great question. So the main difference is that the Omni has both drive system. It's got two motors. So one motor and drive system is the grip that's on this end. The other end is going to be the Pyburn roller. So it's got both. So whatever you're doing, you're covered in both systems. It also really helpful in the Omni if for some reason one of your pins gets bent or something happens. These motors are tanks. We still have motors running from seven years ago.
Yeah.
They don't
die.
They don't. We've had maybe 3 motors die. We've sold thousands and thousands of fibers. Maybe three died. The motors are good, but if something were to happen to the motor, some people like to have that as a backup. You've got 2 different drive systems. You just plug the other one in. So it's almost like having 2 rotaries in one. But the price is not that much of a difference. Maybe a few $300 or so. But then you get both. Yeah.
And I should mention,
Well,
if you have a roller, you can always buy a grip add-on
Good point.
and turn it into this.
That's a good point. So if you have the roller, what he just said, if you already have the Pyburn V4 or V3, that's perfect. You can just buy the grip add-on kit and turn it into an Omni. That's a good point.
That's
That was my question too. I was going to say, what if I had the roller and I decided I want to add the grip, and you guys answered it. So you guys
can do
beat
both
me to the
ways.
punch.
Yep. Mhm.
Yep.
That's awesome. I love it, man. So one of the many things that we're excited about is having these guys at our conference this summer. And
Yes.
I mean,
We're driving there.
oh my goodness. I just saw the blank look on Len's face.
She's like, we are, you are.
That's great. So who's
The
I gotta
hotel's
ask,
booked. We can't wait. We're all ready.
who's the driver between the two of you? Or do you have
We're gonna switch.
We're gonna
again.
swap.
Yeah.
okay, all right.
It's like 20 hours.
I gotta say, I'm between me and my wife, for example, I put in my 45 minutes, not straight, of course. I got to split because Mark falls asleep so easily. So I'm horrible. I'm super narcoleptic, but we're so excited to have you guys there, and we can't wait, of course, for people to get introduced to the products, which is fantastic. But I just want them to meet the two of you, and it's going to be phenomenal. So I'll take this opportunity real quick. If you guys have not checked it out, if you are thinking about coming to join us, the nextlevellaserconference.com, June 28th through the 30th in Tulsa, Oklahoma, right here in my backyard. It's going to be fantastic. And we just want you to get a chance to meet like these two guys. It's going to be really great. And we can't wait to have you here. Now,
And I know there's a question too. Oh, Mark,
Yeah,
before I lose my train, They love the product. We're excited to have you there. Are you going to be working with some of the other companies there to actually show the rotaries working? Because I know a lot of people want to see it in action and how easy it is to change out tumblers or how to do a full wrap. Is that something they'll be able to experience?
That is the plan. Exactly. We're going to be working closely with another laser company that the Pyburn is going to be in that machine. You're going to have hands-on experience with the product. You'll be able to see what it's like to use it and maybe even what it's like to make a full wrap. So full wraps are kind of like very, very, very much in demand right now. They're super interesting. If you go, for instance, if you go to like Yeti.com and try to get a Yeti with a full wrap, you can't. So these are some of the things that only makers, only us, small businesses can do. And the need is growing. So very, very, very exciting. Come on over. This laser conference is the best, you guys. Phenomenal. We're so proud to be sponsors and looking forward to meeting everybody. But yeah, we will be, first of all, there's a couple of things. So first of all, the rotary will be there and it's going to be in the laser. So you'll be able to see hands-on demonstration. We're also planning on showing you guys something new.
Oh,
that's what we're going to say for now, but there's going to be something new at the conference as well.
Nice. That's great. Well, guys, what a pleasure. It's always fun to talk to you both. It's really great. And Will and I say this to everybody that's coming to the conference. We can't wait to spend time with you, although I know it's going to be a whirlwind of time. So if we can get time with you guys, we'd love it. But either way, in fact, we'll talk offline here about, when you guys are planning on showing up and seeing if we can possibly get a few minutes with you outside of everybody else, but that would be great.
Oh, we're going to make it happen. We're going to make it happen. Absolutely.
Let's make sure also that we tell everybody again how to find you guys. So it's at lensdigital.com. And you've also got a great Facebook group as well. I'm sorry, I don't have the link to put on the screen, but if they look for LensDigital Facebook, they'll find you.
It's just Pyburn Labs. It's called Pyburn Labs.
Pyburn Labs.
Facebook.com/groups Pyburn.
Perfect. Perfect. So if you guys have not checked them out, which I know there's a couple of you out there on the planet that haven't, but the rest of you definitely check them out. You'll be glad you did. It'd be great. Will, you got anything before we go for these guys?
No, and we're just really excited. Thank you guys again for taking time to come and share your passion. That's what we love about you guys, is just the passion you have behind the product and the people. That is definitely what stands out to us. And we had a blast in Dallas. We all hung out late. We were sharing rotary stuff, but we were just awesome people to just hang out with. So come on out, meet them, see the product, party up, learn.
I do have to ask, your shirts are awesome. Is there a way anybody can get those shirts?
Yeah, for sure. That's a good point. We'll bring a box. We'll bring a box with
They're
us.
super cool, man. I love them.
Point. I'm glad you reminded us. I also just want to take this opportunity to thank you guys for the colossal work that you are doing for the community. We need this. The community needs this. You guys are bringing people together. You're inspiring people. You're helping them grow. And let's face it, you're helping some people put food on the table. Like it's serious and it's phenomenal. And I know how much work it is. And we all, from all of us and the whole community, we deeply, deeply appreciate it.
Thank you.
And we're just thrilled to be associated with it.
Thank you very much, man. That's great. Well, we appreciate you guys. I know everybody that's been watching, if you came in late, you can watch the rest of this on demand anytime you want, or if you had to leave early. Also, if you have any questions for these guys, you can drop them in the chat and Will and I will keep track of them. And if we can't answer them, we'll hit these guys up and make sure that you get your questions answered. So don't worry about it. I know a lot of you are at work. You can watch this later. No problem at all. So we will let everybody get back to work. You guys stick around with us for just a minute. We'll say bye to you guys. The rest of you, have a great rest of your day. Will, say bye to everybody.
Bye, everybody. Thank you guys for joining us.
All right,
bye,
guys.
everybody. Thank you.
Have a great day. We'll see you in the groups. Talk to you later.
Bye.
And it's not